that, the motion before the House tonight is this House believes that we're the architects of our own demise. I look to the first speaker, Rochelle Moss, Secretaries Committee, Oriel College, to open the case for the proposition.
Thank you, Madam President, for the honour of speaking at this unique debate. Now, this is a topic that the union is not particularly used to. I mean, about half of us in this chamber do PPE. We kind of dropped science as soon as we could. Yet this is a debate that's at the very centre of our lives, with not a second going by where tech isn't influencing our existence. From the moment I woke up this morning, tech was dictating my life. From my alarm blaring, to the buses polluting my lungs on the way to lectures, to the lectures I subsequently ignored because I was scrolling through Oxfest, every little part of my day has been designed, undoubtedly influenced by the presence of tech. We all know that tech is a defining characteristic of the 21st century person's life. But is this for the best? Or are we losing a little part of our humanity every time we press another snooze button or every time we take another scroll through Facebook? But before I explain to you why my alarm waking me up this morning is leading to our demise, it falls upon me to introduce the opposition. Ollie Boyland is a fellow PPE fresher who goes to University College. Now, considering he is arguing on the opposition tonight, I thought what better way to introduce him than by stalking his social media accounts. So, Ollie Boyland's pre-2014 Facebook is honestly a treasure chest, and it is a testament to how cool he really is. Among a plethora of pop-up winky face and add my BBM kiss kiss, my all-time favourite, without a doubt, was probably his extremely insightful 2012 post stating, "Some people are like clouds. When they disappear, it's a brighter day." Which he unashamedly liked himself. Maybe when the strength of the opposition arguments disappear tonight, they'll realise the bright side that is the proposition, sorry. Now to introduce the rest of the opposition. Michael Woolridge is the head of the Department of Computer Science at Oxford, and Lindsay Herbert is the Digital Transformation Leader at IBM and the author of Digital Transformation, a business book about innovation. Madam President, these are your speakers and they are most welcome. This discussion is set against the background of tech having the potential to be both a blessing and a curse. An important distinction to make on this topic is that tech isn't intrinsically bad. I'm not so naive as to think that tech hasn't led to any positives in our lives. On the face of it, the surface, the world has changed in a positive way. Regarding health, globally, the life expectancy has increased from 30 to over 72 years. In over 2 centuries, we've seen our life expectancy double. We're more connected than ever before. Whereas it took Columbus 10 weeks to reach America, I could just whip out my phone, go on FaceTime, and talk to an American in an instant. However, these improvements are being viewed retrospectively. The opposition are going to use these to imply that there are good things for our future. However, maybe we've reached our limit, and maybe the positives of technology don't outweigh the negatives. I'm going to show how the automation of social interaction, of the labour market, and of everyday life are leading to our demise. Now, this has the potential to be quite a negative speech, one that says we are all doomed, that tech has taken over and destroyed our lives. But to me, this speech is about the hope in humanity, the hope we have without technology. The very notion of saying that technology is leading to our demise implies that we have hope without it, we aren't reliant upon it. So when you walk through those doors to vote tonight, choose the true nature of humanity over the control and coercion of technology. So, the automation of social interaction. Social media has become an obsessive force. It's designed to connect us from those who are farther away, but now it is all that connects us. The average Brit checks their phone 28 times a day. That's 28 times that we are hit with a barrage of news, a flood of perfectly filtered photos and updates from people that we've met once. Beyond just this overwhelming nature, social media is really bad for our health. A study found in 2018 that 41% of teenagers found that social media made them feel sad, depressed, or anxious. The rise of social media has also meant that the idea of Facebook envy has arose. It's a constant comparison and a constant reminder that there are people out there that are better than you and that you aren't enough. Living behind a screen has come to resemble many people's lives. And are those insincere birthday timeline posts and the X 100 friends on Facebook really worth the sacrifice of one of our most fundamental human qualities, that of connection? And it seems that we are the ones who should care the most. It's our generation who's going to be affected. We are the social media generation, and the developments made today are going to affect our future. Beyond just social media, the labour market is going to be affected to an incredible amount. The transformation of the world was accelerated under the Industrial Revolution. Technology meant that productivity grew. The machines were made to help speed up and make the whole experience more efficient. However, 200 years on, and those very machines that were made to help us are helping us too much. They're creating a labour market where humans are no longer needed. McKinsey predicted that in 2030, 73 million US jobs would be eliminated by automation. The issue here is that yes, technology does have the potential to be beneficial, but the principles and the priorities of our society mean that technology is being used to make an efficient society and not a society that is best for humanity. And it's not just unskilled labour. We can't sit back on our Oxford pedestals and say, we have a degree, we're going to be okay. Skilled jobs are also being stolen by AI. Robots are becoming increasingly and unattainably intelligent. We really don't know what the limits are, and we're unprepared for the changes that this might mean for society. But what about beyond these economic factors? Some might say we ourselves are kind of safe, but this is what is so scary. We cannot escape automation. In the past, automation meant improved healthcare. However, this has now stagnated. Between 2015 and 2017, life expectancy stopped improving for the first time since 1982. And it isn't just that life isn't improving anymore, it's also getting worse. 8.8 million people die each year from air pollution. Air pollution hits the lungs first and then the bloodstream, causing heart disease and strokes. And it's got such a large scale that it's worse than tobacco. And the worst thing about it is that we don't have a choice. It's the perfect exemplar of the tragedy of the commons, where we can't escape the negatives of tech. But what about beyond our everyday lives? What is tech doing to us? We're fed a constant source of knowledge, an almost unlimited library of thought so that we ourselves are not able to think. When you're standing at a bus station waiting for your bus, do you strike up a conversation with the person stood next to you? No, of course you check your phone, you reply to a Snapchat, you go for a cheeky scroll through Instagram. When was the last time that you just were, that you had the chance to just be in your head and be? Scientific study tells us that we need to daydream. Daydream is good for us and it boosts our creativity. That very creativity has been decreasing since 1990. And whilst we might have more access to ideas, our personal levels of creativity are decreasing. But why is creativity so important, you might ask? A study by IBM of 1,500 CEOs said that creativity would be the #1 most important characteristic of the leaders of the future. And beyond that, if business isn't really your thing, the world has many issues that we don't even know exist yet. Who is meant to solve these issues if we have no creativity left in us to solve them? So we've seen how technology is ruining our lives. It's hurting our mental health, taking our jobs, changing society beyond recognition, and changing us. But if all of that isn't enough to persuade you to vote with the proposition tonight, just think. If technology hadn't grown to such a scale where I were able to connect to each of you in an instant because of tools like Facebook, come 7th week, I wouldn't be able to flood you with hack messages all day long. Thank you.